Hey
Good
guys,
morning, Lane.
GM.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good morning.
Lane, look at this.
Welcome
We already have
everyone.
like 300 people here,
This is wild. I love it.
isn't it?
We
So
have a
juicy. I'm gonna DJ soon, okay? I'm DJing right now. I'm surprised you didn't.
Yeah.
audience, like a big audience today.
Is Maria Breza in the crowd? Can she raise her hand, please?
Hold on.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I see her. This is great. You got her?
I thought so. Yeah, I sent a.
I hit her invite to speak.
Yep.
Awesome. And is Wahid in the crowd and Geo in the crowd? Can you raise your hands too? And
Doug too, if he's here, right?
and is Doug there too? Amazing. Awesome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good
good
morning.
morning. And then Geo, if you're here, raise your hand, as well, and we'll bring you up. Awesome. So let's give it one more minute or so. We're at 424 people.
There you are.
What's happening?
No, Perrin bringing her.
Oh, bring Perrin up, and let's bring up Christian as well. Actually, let's we can keep Perrin up for now, because we always just love him, and we'll bring Christian up in a minute. And is Pablo Stanley in the crowd? Can he just raise his hand if he's in? Because I'd like to bring him up as well. And then Gamo, wait 1 second. We're going to bring you up later, but don't tell anyone anything yet, because we have a lot of announcements today. This is probably our most announced town hall of the since we launched, and so I just want to give it another minute or so as we continue to build up the room. We're at 472. Okay, so I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with what I just saw, and I'm going to actually change the flow of this town hall for 1 second, and I'm going to throw something in to the Q&A. This is out of order, but I just
Keith,
love this
nobody
headline
knows
so
the
much.
flow, so you can change it whatever you want.
Oh, this is great. So I'm literally making decisions in my own mind right now to everyone. We're at 500, but as we let the room grow for another second, I'm going to post a Hollywood Reporter article that just came out in the Q&A, and I think you'll all be very pleased on it. And I just love it, and it's making me smile. And let's okay, we're at 527. Is Pablo Stanley here? If Pablo's here, I'd really like him to come on up stage and raise his hand. I know that I spoke to him a second ago. He said he was going to be joining. Okay, let's see. Shall we go? Bharat, your thoughts? Should we kick off?
Yeah, I just found Pablo. He's coming. Let's see.
Okay, we'll give Pablo 1 second. We're at 550 people. And thank you all. I just want to say thank you all to everyone who's joining today, and to anyone in Smilesverse or in Toy Boogers, and this is your first time hall. Welcome. To anyone in the lit community, and this is your first town hall, welcome. To anyone who is, from Cool Cats or, Robotos or Deadfellas, communities that we're always in, welcome. As I flip through the screen, my favorite thing is looking at everyone's PFP and just seeing sort of the diversity of everyone and all the different groups and communities that are here today. If Pablo is here, and we know he's here, we can get him up, then we'll get going. Otherwise, I'll give him one more minute because we're at 600 people.
He's here. He's here.
Oh, then why isn't he on stage?
On the-
Sorry.
Oh, here he is. Oh,
Hola,
here you
team.
are, Pablo.
GM.
How are you?
GM. Good. Just here. I actually didn't know if I should be up. I was like, okay, I'm listening.
No,
It's
listen, Pablo, because you were an important part of our evolution into this space. Because we're going to be evolving it further today, and we're going to be announcing it today. I wanted to make sure that you were here for this because you're part of the fam.
Thank you. Well, let's do it.
So let's kick off today. 622 people at the star 624, and we're going to jump into it. So GM, welcome everyone. We have a ton of exciting announcements, and in fact, this morning we were going over today's agenda and what we want to talk about, and it was really funny. This is how the Zoom call looked. Bharat and Lane are dressed like Steve Jobs today in the black sweaters for this town hall. I remain in a damn Randy Roboto's t-shirt, drinking from my Cool Cats mug, and Maya is sporting her Time for Kids t-shirt. Normally I'm in a Time for Kids t-shirt. For some reason, I'm in damn Randy today. Also, before we jump in, I did want to wish one of our mods, IBK, a very happy birthday today. We appreciate you tremendously. Thank you so much for all you do for us and for the community, and hope you have a great day. Second, before we jump into the meat of everything, we wanted to inform you of some leadership changes that took place at Time this week that we announced that we believe will make you all proud and reinforces our commitment to Timepieces, this community, and to Time's Web3 evolution. I will be remaining as the president of Time, but I will be transitioning many of my responsibilities to be able to focus entirely on Web3 initiatives. Both Bharat and Maya have also been promoted. Maya is going to be becoming the Times Chief Brand Officer. As everyone knows, Maya and I have worked together for over 20 years. She's one of my dearest friends personally and professionally. She's incredible, and I'm so proud of her promotion in this capacity. And Bharat has been promoted to president of Time Digital. And you've all heard me say this numerous times. I just love Bharat, and he is the single best CTO I'd ever worked with in my career, and I want to sort of congratulate them both. Both Maya and Bharat will continue to work on Web3 initiatives for many reasons. This is really important to our brand, but also because it's near and dear to their hearts. They just love it, and they're having a lot of fun doing it. And Lane, who is essential and has been a core member of our team and an essential part of our success, will also be focusing her time exclusively on Timepieces and our other Web3 initiatives as we continue to expand and hire and build out our team. This is our dedication to you and to Web3, and for your convenience, we posted the announcements that we did internally to the Time team in the town hall Q&A. And so we're going to put these links there, and then this will be in the announcements as well. But we hope that you see our continued commitment and investment to this community and to this initiative and to this evolution. These changes take place at a very moment where, as a brand, we are seeing just a lot of momentum, and you'll see that in the note. But specifically as it relates to Timepieces, we celebrated 10,000 followers on Twitter last week, and as of this morning, we're now at nearly 12,000. Same thing with Discord, which is quickly approaching 10,000. This past week, I'd be remiss if I did not thank Transient Labs for their incredible work on the Time FOTO Airdrop. I hope it made you all smile. We were all so impressed with the great work they did with the lit drops. I didn't realize that they did not only the Neil Strauss book, but they also did the Robert De Niro Ethereum facial movements drop. And it was really cool for us to be able to drop the first interactive photo book ever to the blockchain. So thank you, Ben. Ben Strauss, who is, yes, of Transient Labs, yes, a photographer, yes, a rocket scientist, and yes, a timepiece artist, and Marco. Really appreciate it. And Lena is also going to just post, if you haven't seen this book, a link to the books on OpenSea in the Q&A. And what I would ask you to do is just click through it and you'll see all of these incredible artists. Additionally, to date, as you've seen, because we're trying to be very transparent about it, we have repurchased over 20 Genesis pieces, and we'll continue to hold these in the Time Vault for the foreseeable future. And also to date, over 4,600 of you have connected your digital wallets to time.com. And this is just a friendly reminder that this is a utility that's built into all timepieces, including cat mint passes. And please take advantage of it. It removes the paywall and it provides you with frictionless access from Web 3 into Web 2. Timo is going to post directions with a graphic into the Q&A. We had promised, and our intent was to get the Cool Cats Time integration pieces done by yesterday, but OpenSea apparently has quite a tricky contract with their ERC 1155 contract, and so it's just taking a little bit more dev work. But so everyone knows which pieces we're talking about. It's the Con piece, the Elu piece, the Link piece, the Tom piece, and the Tepnu piece. And we're posting those into the Discord, into the Q&A as well. And once we get those up and running, those pieces will also provide you with a full year access to time.com for you to be able to connect your wallet. And so before we get to today's exciting announcements, I just want to stress this. We really appreciate you all. Your continued feedback, your support. When we launched Timepieces at the end of September, we said we wanted to create a values-based community where value creates value over time. And hopefully you're beginning to see the return on this commitment, from us. And so without further ado, one of the things that I thought was really amazing about our brand was the various components and touch points that we have and how we slowly can turn them on to really, in our opinion, lead and transform certain aspects of the Web3 evolution. One of our biggest departments is Time Studios. And, some of you may or may not know this, but Time Studios is behind the Kanye West documentary that is going to debut on Netflix pretty soon. Time Studios is behind the Inspiration 4 series that was on Netflix. Time Studios is the reason why we were on ABC for the Time 100, or NBC for Person of the Year, or YouTube this year for Person of the Year. Time Studios is an incredible video production arm and distribution arm. And the reason I wanted Pablo on stage is a few weeks ago, we announced a studios deal with him and, the Robotos. And it was a really important moment because it was the first time we were ever able to look at the NFT community and say, there is so much great IP being developed here. Why isn't it able to sort of go from, and this is me actually paraphrasing Doug from Toy Boogers, the blockchain to the big screen. And so we've been in conversations with many communities who we believe have very strong bases, beautiful visions, incredible leadership teams. And we're going to continue to roll out these partnerships. But the next two partnerships that we're able to announce formally today, and let's repost, Lane, the Hollywood Reporter piece in the Q&A because there have been just so many amazing comments so far flying through this, is a partnership with Wahid and Geo as it relates to Smilesverse, and a partnership with Doug and team as it relates to Toy Boogers. And I wanted to invite up onto stage Marie Perez Brown, who runs Time Studios and the kids division of Time Studios, because she's been so instrumental in these partnerships and structuring them. And she has, many years in this space. And, Maria and I have spent so much time just talking about the infinite potential of the Web3 space as it relates to further development onto the big screen. And she's an instrumental part of making this happen. And so, Maria, without further ado, I'd love to just turn it over to you because you made this happen.
Hi, GM. Is that how you say
That is.
it? I'm learning, and I
By
also
the
say
way,
bebop in the middle of the night.
835 people right now in this room, so don't screw this up.
Well, welcome.
It needs to be. It shouldn't be capital GM. It should be small.
Okay, GM.
All these
So
rules
welcome,
there. But
everyone. I am learning. What is it? I'm learning to fly the plane as we make it. So I've been in children's television for many years, but to this I am very new, and I'm going to the Keith Grossman Time University of NFT. Hopefully, I'll graduate in about a week, and I'll know everything about NFT. So I'm hoping that through these partnerships that we're forming, literally I am learning every single minute of the day. And what we're doing with this is saying, well, if there's this incredible amount of IP. It's not just the technical IP, it's the art. It's the art behind it, and how different and how rich and how incredible the pieces are that are existing, that you as artists are making out there without any restrictions, right? You're able to take your dreams and draw them and put them up and find an audience, and most importantly, find a community to support you. And that's what's been very, very exciting, as opposed to the other way around, where we as executives come up with, a character that's a dog and he flies through space, and then we expect everyone to love it. It's a little more complex than that, of course, but this is the other way around, and that's what's so exciting, to be able to find artists to partner with and to create content for young audiences that are wholesome. Unfortunately, our characters won't be smoking cigarettes or other things on the screen. But other than that, I think the creativity is just open. So I had a challenge from Keith, which was let's find some artists that we want to partner with to launch some television shows. And we started with Pablo. And Pablo, our work, I'd love to hear later for everyone how the process has been going. But it's so exciting every single time I talk to you, because in your mind, you have the story of all your characters already written in your head. And it's a matter of how do we get it on paper, what makes sense to go first and last, etc. So when we looked at everyone and reached out, we saw Wahid and Toy Boogers. And to me, I'm just so excited, and this is among others, of course. I'm just saying that these are the ones that we're ready to announce right now. Wahid and I just had a phone call, and at the end of the phone call, I just knew that his story, his life story, had to get out, because he's going to inspire a generation of children when they watch the show that he will come up with. And we, as Time Studios, will help him find the distribution and the different platforms that show will live on. Same thing with Toy Boogers. Like Doug and I, from the moment we talked, I understood that his sensibility, his style, his humor, most importantly, the message that he wants to give to generations of kids. So that I'm just so thrilled to be part of this evolution.
And I can't thank you enough, for everything that Maria claims I teach her about the NFT and Web3 space. She teaches me about distribution. But I do want to turn it over for a second. Doug, do you have any comments, any thoughts, any perspective? Your community's here. We're thrilled to welcome you officially into the family. The floor is yours, my friend.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm just so excited and so honored, so humbled, and just again, kind of mind blown moment. We've been working on it for so long, but it's, when it finally comes, it's just like, oh my God, we're here, we made it, it happened, here it is. Little backstory, as everybody knows, the Toy Boogers, we released it in November 20th. It was at the public sale. It sold out. The next morning, I get this Twitter DM from Keith Grossman, the president of Time, and I'm like, is this really Keith? Or am I getting tricked? Like, And he's like, give me your phone number, let's talk. I'm like, wait, is Time really calling me right now to talk with me? And then sure enough, it actually was the real Keith and the real Time. And there we were. I was getting a congratulations about the sellout. And before we know it, we're talking. And he's like, we're going live. We're doing a Spaces. And then all of a sudden, there's like hundreds of people chatting and talking and congratulating the Toy Boogers drop and celebration. And pretty much from that point on, Keith and I have been in contact about big ideas, and everybody in the Discord has gotten little hints of it that we've been chatting, talking, and coming up with stuff. And this is it. It's Toy Boogers from the blockchain to the big screen. Super excited about the possibilities. Everybody who's seen the Toy Boogers immediately comes up with some sort of character, some sort of story. Some wacky, goofy, scenario about how their Toy Booger, what's their background, what's their style, what do they like, and there's so much fun and playfulness there, and the characters are just like exploding with character and with story and charm, and I think that's what attracts so many people to them and makes it just so rich for story development and cartoons, and then also with the two main areas being NFTs and the metaverse, because remember we're dealing with NFTs, the characters are NFTs, so it covers us in this space, but it's also that these characters, the whole backstory is that they got it's us who try to teleport into the metaverse, and we got mixed up with all of our NFTs, and so we appeared in the metaverse as Toy Boogers. So we are essentially the Toy Boogers, but we can really explore these two fun realms of the world of NFTs, or the universe of NFTs, and the universe of the metaverse. And so with those two big backdrops, with these fantastic characters, there's just such a rich story to delve into, and misadventures to be had, and wackiness, goofiness, cuteness, and some gnarly stuff as well. So I'm just thrilled to be here. It just feels like we're just starting off on a wild ride. And I can't thank everybody enough, the whole team at Time, my whole team, of course. As we keep saying, it's kind of a funny quote, but teamwork makes the dream work. So I do have to give a big shout out to my whole team, the whole community, and everyone. Just thank you so much. Super excited. I can't wait to really do the hard work now of really getting all the stories and all the next steps. So thank you so much, everyone.
We are so thrilled to welcome you to the Time family, and Wahid and Giovanni. This holds a special place in my heart. I have a very close relationship with Wahid that's never been a secret. But I want to turn it over to the two of you for a second, and welcome you both, and welcome Smilesverse to the Time family as well. So Wahid and Giovanni, Gio, I'll turn it to you for a second. Wahid's speechless. Gio's speechless.
Oh, he's speechless.
There we go.
No, I was here.
I know you're an hour behind us, but do you really see
No,
that late,
I'm
Wahid?
here.
Okay.
Go ahead, Gio.
No, I almost got rocked. Go ahead, Wahid. That's it.
Gio, you go first, my brother, and then I'll go after you.
Yeah, it's just been an exciting ride so far, and I'm just super excited to be in this position and get an opportunity, to work with Keith. It's been an exciting ride, but I'm very excited about this specifically just because, typically sometimes some Web2 companies that enter the space, they kind of enter it in a different way and don't really spend their time and diligence and take the time to spend with our community and, with everyone in the space as a whole. But just kind of watching how Keith moves in the space and everyone in the Time team, it's just been an absolute blessing to get this opportunity to work with the Time team and get to do this with my brother Wahid. We put a lot of work into everything, and it's going to be an exciting time. And I'm just really, really happy to be in this position and have this opportunity to, continue our story and get Wahid's characters out into the world.
Well, you have to wake up again. It's your turn.
No, I'm really trying to process. I mean, like it was in the works, but to actually have it out here, it's insane. You know, Keith. You know, I met you back in the Farouk spaces we would have, and then you had reached out, and just from the beginning, how genuine you were. You know, like first of all, it was insane to me. I'm like, remember the first time you messaged me? I looked at him like, I don't know, man. There's no way I'm talking to like the president of time. You know, it was just crazy to me. But then, you know, talking to Maria and hearing her, you know, explain what she wanted to do with, uh, you know, giving this opportunity to Smiles is, I mean, if anybody knows, you know, even the Genesis piece I created, my first piece of NFT art ever, right, was kind of trying to capture this youthful, you know, person that I felt like I didn't really fully grasp when I was young. And I was being able to try to replicate that feeling when I was now older. And so I would come full circle now to where a part where, you know, I'll be having an opportunity to kind of tell that story beyond just a still image it's uh, I don't know. I wish I could find the right words, but I'm just incredibly grateful and excited, extremely excited, you know. So, Time, Maria, I love you. Thank you so much. This
And
is incredible.
I can't stop smiling myself, and in the comments, I do appreciate Zen Pop's comment of nobody seems to believe Keith's first email. Pablo, I wanted you up on stage because you're like 3 weeks ahead of everyone else. Like, has it been an okay experience so far working with us? What any advice you want to give Wahid and Doug and Gio?
It's been an amazing experience. Maria, it's on top of everything, and Maria and her team. And it's just also like a learning experience for me, where as someone that is new in this space and going through this, it's like, oh, these are like other creative people who also want to tell stories, and it's been an incredible experience. And my advice is, as project owners, like there's a lot of other stuff that you are also required to do. So just like trust your team so they can give you the time so you can put the time into this project, because this also requires a lot of you. And like having a community, having a project, well, you also have to do the airdrops and collaborations, and you have to do all the other things that you have to do with your project. So to be able to create a show that is really demanding work, well, you gotta suppose delegate those kinds of things to your team and your community so they can also help you with that. Because while we are artists and we believe that we can do everything, well, no, it's not possible. So yeah, just trust your team and give yourself time to do stuff.
I jokingly say sometimes that I'm emotionally devoid. I'm reading some of the comments and I'm tearing up. You know, seeing the reactions from you all. We are currently over 900 people in this town hall, and we still have two more things to get to, which I think is really exciting on every level. Can Christian Burns, can he please raise his hand so we can bring Christian up on stage? Oh, perfect. And so so Perrin, as you all know, Perrin is one of our Genesis artists. She's a very active member of the Timepiece community. She's someone who's very near and dear to my heart. She's my PFP. Her work is my PFP, and you know, like we constantly see within our Discord channel people saying we love Perrin, and Perrin has a drop coming up with Christian Burns, and that we want them to be able to tell you about for a second, because one of the things that's really important about this community is like we want to be able to bring creators and collectors and community together, and we want to constantly, every single time we can support, you know, people who we feel are part of the Time fam, we bring and elevate and give them a platform to support. But there's also another announcement coming on afterwards, because we want to talk about our second signature drop and give you all the alpha on that as well. And so here's my request. I'm going to reshuffle the stage a little bit while Perrin and Christian talk about their drop. Wahid and Pablo, you have to stay on the stage. I'm going to move a few people down off the stage. And my request right now, and this is where Gamo, I'm going to grab you and pull you up on stage, is as Perrin and Christian are talking about their upcoming drop, if you are an artist in the crowd today, and we don't have all 40 of them, but if you are one of the artists in the crowd today of our next upcoming signature drop, can you please raise your hand so I can pull you up onto stage today? And I'll be doing that as Perrin and Christian talk about their drop. And so without further ado, I will, wait, who invited Khan up on stage?
Oh, what's up? GM.
Hi, Khan.
How's it
GM.
going?
It's good to see you. So we're going to get back to you. We're going to get to you in a second, but raise your hands. We're going to pull you up on stage, and Perrin and Christian, we're going to turn it over to you to talk about your drop now.
Hello, GM. Well, not the capital GM, GM everyone. It's an honor to be here. And as a big fan of Pablo Robado's Toe Boogers and Smilers, I'm so excited for all great news that you've just shared, Keith. It's incredible what you're doing. So I can't wait to see everything about it. Thank you for having us. I try to keep it really like short, talk about the upcoming project that Christian and I are working on. It's called Parallel Hopes, the project, which is a project that we have been working on since 3 months ago, and it's based on synesthesia. And if you don't know what synesthesia is, it's a condition that I have, neurological condition that I have. It's what I experience every time that I listen to the music is I see shapes and colors, and I imagine a lot of stories. I feel them. And it's quite hard for me to explain what I go through every time that I listen to the music. But hopefully by seeing the pieces that we created together with Christian, it will be easier to understand. So it's a project that it consists of 5 one-on-one NFTs, which are my physical paintings, then being animated, surrounded by Christian's music. That he has written for each piece, which we created while we physically were in the same place. I was in England at Christian's place, so we created all these pieces while I was there. He made music first, and I painted each piece after listening to his music to see how I feel or how I see all these stories from his music. And it's been months that we've been working on the pieces. So on 24th of January, this NFT drop will be out. We are very excited. And yeah, I hope I could cover everything, but I would love Christian to also speak here. And thank you again, Keith, for having us. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
We love having you here, Perrin.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for saying that, Perrin. And Keith, I just want to say, just massive thank you for what you've done and what you're actually doing for the NFT community. And I'm excited for you and your new adventures, mate. And you're an incredible thought leader. And thanks for having me up. I'm just honoured to be here and talk about the project. So yeah, this is really exciting for me because this is my first venture into the NFT space, and it's something completely new for me, something completely different. I'm a songwriter. I've been writing songs for like 25 years, but coming into the NFT space and working on this project with Perrin on Parallel Hopes has just been so mind-blowing for me to work like this, because it's a way I've never worked before. The chain of events that we went through was, you know, I'd create this music out of my brain into my computer, then out of the speakers into Porin's ears, and then, you know, out of Porin's hands into this absolutely stunning physical artwork, painting and line drawing, which she's just incredible at. And, you know, she's blown me away with her talent. And then, you know, one of the questions I would always ask myself was like, you know, what does my music look like? And it was an incredible experience, and something that when we started it, we didn't have any expectations. We didn't know how it was going to turn out. And this was part of the thrilling experience. This was what made it so thrilling and so exciting. So yeah, I'm just really happy to be here and talk about the project. And I see BT's just come up, and you know, it's been incredible for me to have the help and guidance, you know, coming into the NFT space with people like BT helping and guiding me, and Porin as well. So yeah, I'm just really happy to be here and talk more about the project.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and we love Perrin. And if Perrin loves you, then we love you too, Christian. And and what we want to do is, you know, as you know, this rolls out, just let us know, and we're going to do everything we can to promote it and to draw attention to it. And so, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, and as Perrin said, you know, it's going to be January the 24th. The party starts, and yeah, we're excited to share these incredible one-of-ones, these 5 one-of-ones with everybody. And yeah, let's go. It's incredible. So yeah, thanks for having me here, Keith. And again, it's an absolute honor. And thanks for everybody in here who's listening to us as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm going to move you down to the audience. I don't know if Discord has a maximum number of people that it allows on stage, because we've
got up to 50 on ours. At the end of the year, we tried to fit as many people as possible on stage, and I don't think we hit the cap either. So
okay,
just let you know.
So this is no. It's so wild. And so like my ask is because I see that there are a few of you that are timepiece artists in this next drop. If you are, raise your hand and we'll bring you up. But what you will see is we have an incredible slate, some of whom I've already revealed or slipped, some of whom have still not yet been slipped. I slipped yesterday on Corey Van Loo. I couldn't resist it, you know, when he did his thing, and he'll be participating. But, you know, look across sort of the stage right now, and you're going to see people that you know from so many different disciplines. You know, there are people that I just have tremendous respect for in music and art. You know, people like BT, incredible artists. You know, I said, and I've been very clear that one of my favorite posts of last year was Kwan's, you know, Stay At It post, where he showed himself in 2015, and you know, verse you know, NFT NYC, you know, Kwame, thrilled to have you on stage. Ovik, thrilled to have you on stage. Carlos, thrilled to have you on stage. I wish Zook was here, but like I wanna make sure that you know what you're getting is a slow tease of the 40 artists that will be participating. So let's talk about our second signature drop. We're going to share some details today, and we will continue to roll them out over the coming days and weeks. However, we believe you will enjoy what we have developed and what you will begin to hear about. Well, yes, this is our second signature drop, and the way that we're defining signature drops is we love to highlight 40 incredible artists, 20 of whom we invite, and 20 of whom are invited in by artists that were invited. And that gives this beautiful randomization of and diversity of the art and the inclusivity, and it really was influenced, and I've been very public about this, by Thank You X and JN Silva in the earliest days in Clubhouse, where I just kept on watching them pull artists up and elevate artists, and I just love it so much. And so signature drops will always be defined as having roughly 40 artists included, and we're only going to do 2 a year. Okay, we are yes, this is a signature drop, but consider this a drop with a twist or two or three. We're going to call it slices of time, and I'm going to walk you through all of the twists and turns that you're about to hear. As we as Time head into our 99th year, we want to take you back through time to see where we've come from, and 100 years into the future to see where we might land. This idea of building a better future. The number one request we always get from the community and from everyone is covers from DW or covers in general. And Time's creative director, DW Pine, who many of you know as Justice for DW, because I always make fun of him or tease him because he's the world's nicest human being. Thank you to Big Wise Guy for that hashtag. Sat down and thought about our 100th anniversary and figured if he was going to go back through time and recreate the history of time, how much more unique could it be if he created 98 unique time cover collages for each full year of our existence from 1923 to 2021? We're calling these slices of time. Lane is going to post 3 of these into the Q&A so you can see how beautiful each piece of artwork is. It's a cover composed of 36 slices of covers from each of those years. So for those of you who have asked for covers or are obsessed with them, AKA Sniper and others, this should make you really smile. Wayne just posted what 1935 looks like. This is just Wayne just posted what 1987 looks like. As you can see, they are stunning, right? But here's where the twists come in. We're going to turn this entire drop over to you, the community. Okay, and as you in the community, you're going to determine rarity at every point. So there are 3 twists. Okay, twist number 1. We're going to outline a registration and a minting schedule. And the registration will be at the end of January. The minting schedule will be in the beginning of February. And Maya will address that momentarily. But we are not going to push for a sellout. We believe there'll be a sellout, but if it doesn't happen, c'est la vie. It doesn't matter to us. Okay, there'll be a maximum number of pieces that we will allow to go into this collection, but ultimately you, as the community, will determine the number of pieces that this collection will have, and it will never exceed that maximum number. Okay, twist number two is while each slice of time is an incredible piece of art unto itself, we are going to provide you with the option to burn your slice of time in exchange for a random piece of art from one of this drop's incredible participating artists. So look at the people on stage and imagine it's like that moment on a game show where you've won $100,000. You have the slice of time. You can go to our website and you can choose, do I want to take the slice of time I have and burn it and get a piece of artwork from Juan, Ovic, Kwame, or BT, or Corey Van Loo, or Zook, or some of the other incredible artists, or do I want to keep my slice of time? And as the burns take place, the number of slices of time will go down, and the number of pieces for each artist will go up. And so rarity will be determined by you, ultimately, as to what will happen. Now twist number three. Twist number three. You only have 10 days following the closing of minting to choose whether or not you want to keep your slice of time or burn it. After that period, we're going to turn off the burn function, and the rarity of every piece will be frozen and will have been determined by you, our community. So in Time's signature style, as I mentioned, we selected 20 artists. They've selected 20 collaborators to pick a year that mattered to them. They were asked to collaborate to create 2 pieces of art, one for the year they selected. and one for 100 years into the future. There will be a variety of editions. There'll be single red borders, there'll be single white borders, and there will be red borders side by sides and white borders side by sides of just the artist and the invitee. And we will provide illustrations of what all of these pieces will look like, much like we did with the Nyla drop. We've revealed some of the artists over the past 2 weeks, but we're joined on stage by many, many more. And so before I turn it over to Maya, I just wanted to throw it over to the artists on stage. BT, can I start with you? Your piece is fucking awesome. All of your pieces are amazing. How has it been? Sorry, D-Dot just called me on language. Okay. We will get to the Mint Pass and we'll get to everything in a second, but BT, tell us, how has this been for you so far?
Well, I'm super excited to join right when you get drop an F-bomb and get chastised for language. So that's a pretty thrilling moment to chime in. I'm so incredibly grateful and proud to participate in this. And as much as I'm so excited and enthusiastic and proud to participate in this, I'm equally proud to be able to lift the voice of one of my favorite blockchain artists, Rio, who's my collaborator in this and has become a dear friend over the last 2 years. And he really doesn't need an introduction because his work has really started to take off. So I'm thrilled to have him as a collaborator in this. I was also too, just as a kind of anecdotal footnote, I was really excited, Keith, to hear that there was some inspiration drawn from the metaversal treasure hunt. That felt just kind of personally pretty amazing to be acknowledged in that way because my projects are so sort of crazy complex, and I just think the gamification of time slices is amazing. I'm really excited for the community participation in this drop. And, I think one of the most exciting things about blockchain art, it's something we don't talk about a lot, is the drop mechanics and sort of distribution modality really becomes a part of the language of the art itself. So I think, the Dadaists and Marcel Duchamp would probably be very proud of what we're doing right now. So just quickly, the piece that I did is I picked the year 1984 and Rio has done the year 2084. And mine is a kind of nostalgic look back at a time period that meant a tremendous amount to me as a really foundational time, formative time in my life. As with any year, there were good things and bad things happening. And quickly, just the art is an experiment. I've been experimenting with raw Python notebook, VQGAN and clip and diffusion art. And I thought this was a great use case for using some seed phrases, looking at imagery from that year, and also too kind of from like a Polaroid, in a Polaroidy kind of way, like reimagining how those events felt, not what they looked like. So I did a piece of animated art using artificial intelligence, and I won't digress into the music because that's a long story, but I'm just so excited to participate in this, and thank you for involving me, Keith, and really excited to be here with you in the Time community. So thanks for having me.
No, we are so thrilled, and I'd love to turn it over to Klon and Vinny because you two are a pair as well.
Two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
When you asked me to be a part of this collection, I didn't even hesitate as to who I wanted with me. Vinny, you're the perfect artist for this. I mean, just look at our profile pictures. We always have the pairing together. Vinny? Well, anyways, I'm super excited about this drop, Keith. It definitely is a piece for me where I could choose a time period of my life that was really important and kind of just illustrate that. And being able to add that to this collection is just a cool piece of history for me as well. Vinny, did you get rugged?
It sounds like Vinny got rugged.
Vinny,
Vinny.
please, Vinny.
Ron, can you give a teaser as to like the topic of your piece that you drew?
Yeah, is that fine?
Yeah, just a real high level teaser of what the art is about.
Well, so it's about kind of the creation of Blue Cat, and during that like period of my life, and kind of what it all meant to me. And there's a lot of like pieces in this drawing that I did that just kind of allude to what was going on in that year. I really try to play into the year since it's a slice of time. And then Vinny got to do 100 years from then, and I love his piece because it just has such a great message to it. But I don't want to give away those details because of Vinny. I don't know if he wants to, but it looks like he's rugged.
Here, Keith either. Keith, did you get rugged?
Oh no!
Got a super rug going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those on stage, you may want to restart your Discord. Worst case, we can always invite Vinny back on a later town hall, and he can kind of give us a little more scoop on what he's working on.
Cool.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yep. Keith
There
is
it
back.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Keith's back.
Perfect, Keith.
Amazing, amazing. And Carlos, I wanted to, you and I met through Mondoir and Amir, and I just love your piece. Is there anything you want to add into this conversation?
Hey Keith, thank you for bringing to the stage. I'm just humble and excited for being here. Like, this is an incredible opportunity. The work you've been doing on the space, it's incredible. I just really humbled to be here, and so excited. Like when I first hear your call, and you're telling me about the invitation and everything, I couldn't believe. I was like, it's just blowing away. Yes, we met through Mondo, and it's been a pleasure to meeting you. And in regards to my piece, I I wanted to capture a really moment in life where I was in a process. I'm gonna go back. I'm from Mexico, from the border between El Paso and Ciudad Juarez, and then I moved to study. I'm a designer. Moved to study to Guadalajara in the center of Mexico, and my piece encapsulates a moment where I just finished college. At the time my girlfriend, now wife, got pregnant, and uh, I have to do some major decisions. And at the time, I just finished college. I'm just having a newborn baby. Didn't have a job in Mexico, so we both make a decision to move to United States. But I at first I have to get first into the adventure because I didn't have family here. I didn't have anyone. So that moment was very difficult because leaving my daughter just born, leaving my wife in Mexico, and just came in here like literally in 2007, driving in my car full of food cans just to come here for a dream, to be able to work and being a designer. So I try to encapsulate that feeling of leaving my family for a dream, and I think that was the turning point in 2007. That was the year that I picked 2007 because it was the starting point of my career as a designer. So, and then I picked Florian from Drippy's because I wanted I love his work. Yeah, his work is incredible, and I felt like we've been trying to do a collaboration, and I thought that this was the right time, the right opportunity for us to collaborate in this. And I'm just incredible humble and so happy to be here and being able to share a little bit of moment in time of my life where it make a huge change and in my life, and it was the beginning of an incredible journey here in the United States.
We are so thrilled. And Florian, I know you were Carlos's partner. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, Carlos. I'm so grateful that you picked me. Like, we go way back to the early Clubhouse days, beginning of last year when this crazy venture all started. And yeah, like, I'm the creator of Drippies, which is this super wholesome series of characters. And yeah, we really tried to connect both of our pieces together. So yeah, like, Carlos picked 2007 and I picked 100 Years Later. And can't wait for you all to see how we connected those pieces together and made them unique on their own as well. So yeah, very grateful for Keith and the team as well for the trust in both of us.
We are so thrilled. And Vinny, are you still rugged?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, we can.
Hello, how's it going,
Let's
friends?
go.
Whoa!
I was talking so much earlier. I'm like, wait, I don't think they can hear me. What's going on? But yeah, just huge thanks to Klon and to Time, of course, for allowing me to be a part of this project. Super excited to kind of have like a theme to work off of. Klon did 2015, so I did 100 years in the future to that. And just excited to share the pieces that we made. So yeah, thanks for including me, and I'm glad to be here.
We're so thrilled. And Ovik, my friend, what country are you in today?
GM Keith, GM friends. I'm so excited to be here. I'm actually in New York, and I've been running around in the past couple of months, like you just mentioned. But yeah, I'm here. And yeah, I mean, I'm very excited about this drop, Keith. You know, it's an honor to be amongst the artists in this drop, and to be participating in time and with you. Like, it's such an honor. When you called, I was actually in Mexico City, and I was with Dave Krugman, and we were like, you didn't even know that we were together, but you happened to be trying to call both of us. But it it just happened that way, that we were there. We were doing something for Super Rare, and we happened to be there, and we just woke up at the moment. We were about to leave to do something, and then you called and you said, "Hey, you know, I have something for you guys to think about," and you talked through the whole thing, and we were like, absolutely, we are in. And yes, I mean, my piece, I chose 1978 because that's the year I was born. Yes, I'm a little older, and this is, you know, I went for inspiration. I went to the Time magazine's covers vault, and I found two covers that inspired me immediately, because it was one was the test tube baby, and then the Computer Society. It was because that year there was like a spike in technology, and so one of my pieces is it refers to like the how can I explain it? It's something like a simpler times, you know, like the people that didn't know what was going on, and the people that were baffled by certain things that were happening that year. But the you know, and then the artist that I chose is Paola Monares, and I know, hopefully you guys know about her work, because she is exceptional. Like, she is amazing, a street photographer from New York, and she's loved by the community as well. In fact, when you told me, Keith, about this project, I immediately thought of her, and Dave was like, "Oh fuck, you beat me to it." And I was like, okay, yeah, I beat you to it because I immediately sent the message to her. Anyway, I'm just excited. I don't know if I should give more
No.
insights.
Don't give more. Don't give any insights,
Yeah,
because what we're going to do is we're going to tease out who the artists are. So like we've
yeah, I
only
love
really
that.
revealed
Love
we've
that.
only really revealed now roughly 18, 19 of the 40 artists. But then Maya will take everyone through. Like we're going to tease out the artwork too. So it's going to be really fun. Kwame, anything you want to add onto this?
Hey, can you all hear me okay?
Yeah. Good
Hey,
morning, GM.
great to be speaking with you, and thank you all so much for this opportunity. I am Kwame, aka if anyone knows me on the space as Dark Mist. I guess yeah, we're not saying too much of what we have, but um, yeah, in this project, I had been paired with, or well, sorry, Corey Van Loo actually reached out to have me as his collaborator in here, which have to understand. I was incredibly excited. I met Corey a year ago in the NFT space when he was taking off, and we clicked since then. And yeah, I received a message from Keith as well. Like everybody that didn't know if it was fake or not, I was really reluctant to answer. Actually, I had just been hacked and all my ETH and whatnot swiped, so I was extremely nervous to do any responses. But Corey reached out to me and let me know what was going on, and so the timing was just fantastic. We have the years 1990 to 2090. I know he's not here right now, but I have
Oh, he just
20.
raised his hand. Wait, he just raised his
Oh,
hand to come on
sweet.
up. So
Oh,
he is Corey's here. I was convinced Corey overslept. Okay.
oh, there he is. There's my man. What's up, Corey? I don't know if he's on the mic yet. Hey,
Oh, he's
what's up,
rugged.
Corey?
Corey's rugged.
Oh, no way.
I'm gonna move you, Corey. I'm gonna move you to the audience and then just come back on in. So sorry. So keep going. Sorry about that, Kwame.
Yeah, so so not without giving too much, so he speaks his piece. I'm doing 2090, and it was the perfect project for me. I'm an Afrofuturist, and so with Afrofuturism, the art is depicted as a positive future for our culture per se, and it spins on the positive notion that the persons of color are involved and part of the future significantly through science and technology. And so, and my part is being able to collaborate with Corey. I'm actually bringing his characters to life into my world. I do a lot of work creation and character design as well. And so this was, just being able to work with him. If you know his art and his blue characters, it was just, you know, the dream to be able to bring that to life. And I don't want to speak too much on his part, so I'll let him handle that. I don't know if he came back on there, but in terms of my subject line, it's really depicting um, the character in the Afrofuturist setting and very nature as well as architectural base, and really just to show the inclusivity of how far that our people have come in that time. And it's meant to be a very pleasant and inviting sort of environment that just depicts the advances that we've made in just that matter of time. So I'm super happy to be here, and I really appreciate Corey reaching out to me and having me selected to be his collaborator.
Awesome, Corey. Are you still rugged? He is. I will speak on behalf of Corey. His artwork is amazing. His piece is stunning. Corey, I'm so sorry that you're rugged on this one. Pablo, can I throw it over to you? If we can't, Corey, you might want to exit out and then come back in. But Pablo, do you want to talk about yours for a second?
Yeah, it's just like everyone is saying, it's just super grateful to be considered and being part of this amazing group of artists. I feel honored. And yeah, my piece was like a defining moment for me as a teenager, as a kid, going through those stages of your teenage years when you're like finding yourself and seeing the world around you and thinking that you can have an impact in it. And also how it has an impact on you and your like your worldview. So yeah, the piece kind of touches on those things that I still think and look back and I see that are part of me still. And yeah, hopefully, like hoping people like the art piece. It's kind of a piece that is my hand drawn kind of style and just like very simple like poster like kind of style, which might for some people will be like that is a little bit different from Robotos, for example. So yeah, just exploring those different art styles that I have.
I love it. And last but not least, but since we kind of started, a lot of today with you, Wahid, you and Gamo are teamed up. I want to turn it over to the two of you for a sec.
Gamo, you want to take it? Is Gamo?
Yo.
Yeah, let me put you on the
no,
spot. Go ahead.
no, you go first since you have like the first half.
Okay. I mean, that's how. Wow. I was just I went and cleaned up because Wahid was a little emotional, but I'm back. When Keith reached out and explained the whole idea, and he was like, I want you to think of an artist that you want to bring on. I told this to Gamo, like it was on the spot. Like I was like, there's no one else that I want to work on and collab with than Gamo. I've never collabed because it takes a lot for me to be able to trust to bring a vision to life with someone, and it was the first time, and I'm like, this man, I watched him come into the space and just really take it over, and so we started working on our pieces, and we have very different styles. I do 3D, he does 2D, and mine was kind of focused on trying to capture the two-dimensional life that like an immigrant lives here in America. Our years is 2019 and 2119. I had 2019, and I try to capture, what it's like to live in a bubble. When you're here in the Western culture and all the news that you're thrown out, which you have to face here compared to all the stuff that's happening back home in Afghanistan, and trying to balance the both of them without feeling like you get overwhelmed with one and kind of forgetting that back home there's still stuff happening. So my piece kind of touches on that, and then I'll let Gamo take it up from there.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say GM and thank you to Keith and everybody at Time, and especially you, Wahid. Like, I just want to put that gratitude out because I would have never expected this type of these kind of opportunities to come. When I was entering this space, but yeah. So my piece represents 2119, and without like giving too much about it, it just kind of connects to Wahid's in terms of 2119 was a very transitional year for all of us. That's when the pandemic began, and as he said, as we're in this bubble in the Western Hemisphere, we're kind of like shut out to what's happening in our homelands and other countries. So my have kind of continues off of that, but obviously in the future, it kind of shows how would I say this without like giving too much about it, but I guess you can say the state of the world is different, and the paper bag, if you guys don't know me or familiar with me, I'm Jared Gamo, or the creator of Paper Bag World. In my piece, the paper bag is basically reaching for like the last bit of hope or peace after all that's been going on, and yeah, so I'll leave it at that with a little bit of a cliffhanger without overspilling. But
I love it. But actually, the biggest cliffhanger will be: is Corey Van Loo still rugged, or does his mic work?
Are we in this bitch? Can you hear me?
Oh my God, we can hear you. How are you?
Oh my God, I've been listening for a minute. I was trying to get up in here. I don't know why it wasn't letting me do nothing, but I'm in here. And yeah, thanks for having me, Keith. You know, this is a really cool project. I ended up choosing the year 1990 when I was born, and more specifically the month of November. And that just happened to be a blue-faced woman. And the title was Woman, the Road Ahead. So I just wanted to shine some light on a beautiful African-American woman and paint her in my likeness.
I got to tell you, like all of your pieces of the people on stage, and like we've seen them all now, because we've added. They're so amazing. I'm so proud. Like I just love the creativity. Like it is so beautiful. So there's some details, and I'm seeing a lot of questions in the Q&A. We're going to create allow lists for a lot of the communities that we're very close with. So do not fret. But I want to turn it over to Maya because she'll give you some of the details as to how we're going to roll this out.
GM everybody, and what an incredible stage. I'm completely blown away and in hearing all of the artists, and it makes all of us, I know, feel so good because what we started out to do was to create something with artists at the heart of it. And I think, you know, our first Genesis artists kicked us off with such aplomb, and so many of them are here as well. And then to have a whole new group coming in that is as incredible as this one, it just really means so much to us. So thank you very, very much. I know many of you are, we want to be conscious of time, and many of you are at work and listening to us while trying to do other things, and we appreciate that too. So as noted, TIMO will be including a short version of details of the drop that Keith went over in the Time Hall notes. I'm sure many of you are saying when, and so we will reveal all slices of time, DW's pieces on Wednesday, January 26th, and we will be slowly revealing all of the artists' incredible work leading up to the launch of the Mint in early February, with a complete reveal the day before the Mint. We're looking to start registration on Thursday, January 27th. All Genesis holders, you will be automatically registered for your Genesis pieces. So we heard you. You will be able to mint per piece as opposed to per wallet. And you will mint first and have a guaranteed mint. TimeCats, the chance you've been waiting for, is now. Inspiration, Photo, and Long Necky Women of the Year holders, NYLA holders, you will need to register if you intend to mint. And if Genesis wants to mint for the pieces that aren't their Genesis pieces, they should register too. This is really just to help us understand how many pieces we should start with. Again, as Keith said, you guys are establishing the rarity. So the registrations will give us a sense of where to begin. As Keith just said, we're offering allow list spots for our artists, both the existing artists and our new artists, and collaborating communities to bring new people into Timepieces. It's so great to look out at this huge audience and see so many new PFPs. And we're psyched you're here, and please come back. And so we'll be connecting with those communities in the coming weeks and starting to get those allow lists rolling. And just to end it up, the Mint will follow in early February. I know all of this probably raises a ton of questions. The mods are standing by to clarify where they can, and we'll continue to update you with more details, roll out more artists, roll out more information. But we just can't thank you enough for being here today and for your enthusiasm. It makes us we were excited coming into it because we're pretty psyched about this twist on our signature style, but you guys just took it up to a whole other level. And I think with this, Keith, if unless you feel otherwise, we were gonna go ahead and end it and do POAP, sorry, if that's all right.
Don't forget about the POAP. It's so important.
Can't forget the POAP, especially today's POAP.
Today's POAP is very special. So before
Wait. Before we get into that, I do want you to name Person of the Week.
Hi, I can name Person of the Week really quick.
All right,
Person of the Week. It's somebody we're actually really excited to name. They've been helping us out a ton. Been here from basically the beginning. They always go above and beyond helping community members. And they'll probably know it by when I say they record our time halls and artist talks. And they've been recently super active in the photography channel. So this week's Timepieces Person of the Week is Austin, aka fstop.eth. So congratulations. You earned it, man. Thank you so much for all your contributions, and keep up the great work.
Congrats,
Congratulations.
Austin.
Go Austin.
Oh.
So now,
Now we
without
can
further ado, when POAP, Lane? When POAP?
So quick shout out to Ben Murphy, who did an amazing artisanal POAP today. You can check it out in the Q&A channel. But for our official Time Hall POAP, it's very special this week. Two of our special guests today are working on something really exciting, and I cannot wait for everyone to see it. I think you guys are just going to be like absolutely amped. It's going to be very cool. But because this is a fun guest POAP, we might be claiming it Friday evening. That being said, for those of you who are joining the Time Hall for the first time today, we have a very specific POAP process. It's pretty easy. All you do is drop your public wallet address in the Time Hall POAP channel. You will also receive a Discord role for attending this Time Hall, and we'll ping you once you can claim the POAP. And you'll go to the past POAP channel in our Discord when it's ready. If you have any questions about this process, all of our mods can help. And we also have like a little FAQ in POAP FAQs. So definitely check that out first before you go and ask any questions. But again, super excited about it, and it's going to be really fun.
Can you show it? Can you show it in the Q&A or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not
It's
yet.
going to be a big surprise.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone today for joining us. I'm sorry that we went 15 minutes over. We had a lot to get through. We will put this all in the notes. But we hope that we put and leave a huge smile on all of your faces. Thank you on behalf of everyone at Time and the Timepiece community. We love having you here. We love building this alongside you. You know, we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. So on that, we will end this. And yes, to Zen Pop, the notes on this will be 749 pages long. So I will speak to you all soon. We'll be around, and thank you all. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you all.
GM.
Bye.